Hello and a very warm welcome. You're tuned into this series called How to Ensure Your Visitors Never Say I Will Buy Later. Well, I'm Tavleen from excelplugins.com and together we're waging a war on procrastination. You hate it when your shoppers think to themselves, I'll come back later or I will buy when I have time, don't you? Well, that is why it is important to help your shoppers get rid of procrastination, ditch overwhelm, and actually take the action. So today we're talking about an insanely useful trigger, and it is actually very powerful. It is scarcity. So how do you create a sense of authentic scarcity to sell out your inventory fast? Now, scarcity is indeed a very, very powerful weapon, and it can make your arsenal very strong. So that is what we are discussing today. Well, it's all about selling your inventory fast using the power of scarcity. Now, I have a quick question for you. Would you rather respond to a statement that goes, book me whenever you like, I am always right here at the same cost for you? Or, I've got limited spots, lock your spot before I am full booked? Well, so as humans, we are wired to respond to the second statement more positively. And the reason for this is really simple. It is that we're always drawn to things that are exclusive and hard to come by, right? So like in the second statement, it clearly says I've got limited spots. So we know that there is demand for this person. We know that it is scarce. We know that it is not going to be there forever. And which is reason enough for us to rush to book our spot, right? Now, here's a truth about authentic scarcity. It should be accompanied by a compelling and credible reason. Yes, so you can make your call for scarcity a lot more effective if you have a compelling and credible reason accompanying it. Number two, it should only be applied on certain hand-picked products. Yes, do not run a scarcity marketing campaign on all your products. Do it on certain hand-picked products so that it gives a sense of a genuine scarcity, right? And finally, it should be seen as being transparent about your stock size and status with your shoppers. Now, here are 4 really specific cases when you should use scarcity. Number 1, when your stocks are limited. So, a very obvious one, when your stock size is limited, do let your shoppers know that the stocks are limited so that they have a credible reason to rush to the finish line. Number 2, when you're launching limited edition products, so maybe the designs, the prints, or the items themselves are limited, right? Limited edition, right? So when you're doing that, well, you must start a scarcity marketing campaign, right? Because limited edition products, well, they already are in demand. When you accompany it by a credible scarcity marketing campaign, they will sell out fast. Number 3, when you want to sell a set number of items at a certain cost to a limited number of buyers. So let us say that one of your products is priced at, let's say, $200. But for a very limited time to a set number of buyers, you're selling it for, let's say, $120, right? So it's a great deal, but it's not limited. It's not there forever. Well, that's also when you should run a scarcity marketing campaign, because that product at that cost is only available for a set time, right? Or number 4, when you've restocked an item but the number is low. Now, restocking itself, it illustrates that there is demand for that product, which is why it ran out of stock at the first place, right? So what you want to do is make the most of that demand and let people know that the item has been restocked, but again, not in a very high number, right? So that is also when you should run scarcity marketing campaign. So, quick, only 3 items left in stock, get it while you still can. 5 items left, the supplies are expected to run out by, and then you have a ticking countdown timer, which is letting them know that the supplies will expectedly, tentatively run out by this time. Limited edition, we're only selling 100 of them across the globe this season, so reason enough for you to hurry up. Others are drooling over it, lay your hands on it before the timer strikes 0. We're counting the last few items expected to run out by. This deal is exclusive. We don't have anything extra. Get it before the stocks run out. Only 5 items left, more on the way, but restocking takes time. Grab it while you still can. 3 items left, almost gone. Expected to run out in, and then the countdown timer. Don't miss out. Only 3 left. They're going quick. They're back, but only in a limited quantity. We're counting the stocks. That's for restocking. This is a seasonal item. We've got a limited stock quantity. If you're considering, don't delay. So yes, indeed, a compelling message. So I'm going to now take you behind the scenes and show you how you can use Finale to set up a stunning counter bar like this, which shows the depleting stock size or the speed of sales in real time. You can also write messages like this above the counter bar and also use dynamic merge tags such as this one. So this says 2 items sold out of limited stock size of 5 units. Now 2 and 5, well, these are not written, although you can also write them, but in this case they're all coming from the real data, right? So they're coming from the back end, which is the real sales status for this particular product. Also, you can accompany this with a countdown timer to say 2 items sold out of a limited stock of 5 units expected to sell out by, and then let's say you've estimated that this will sell out in about 2 days. So you can say 1 day, 12 hours left, so on and so forth, right? So let me now take you behind the scenes into Finale and show you how to configure a stunning counter bar exactly like this on your WooCommerce product page. So here we are, this is the backend. Now we're going to go on the first tab, which is the schedule tab. This has 2 options, one time and a recurring. So if you are setting up a one-time campaign, which is simply between 2 fixed dates and time, then choose one time from here. Select the start date and time, and select the end date and time, and that's it. And recurring is when you want the campaign to repeat on automation, right? So when you want the campaign should recur after a certain interval of time. So you just input the start date and time, then the durations if you want to run it for 1 day, and then pause for so many days, and then ends, right? Now, since this is a counter bar application that we're talking about, if you really want to sell, let's say, one limited edition watches, so you want to run one-time campaign which starts at a set date and ends when your inventory gets sold out, right? So if that is your goal, select one time. Let me now take you to the other option. Now you're going to go into inventory. Why? Because we're talking about counter bar, so it has got everything to do with inventory, right? So you enable inventory from here. Now, quantity to be sold. You've got 2 options here. One is custom stock quantity, the other is existing stock quantity. So basically what this option is, so it's basically asking you whether you want to enter your own stock quantity, or do you want the system to pick it up from the real stock quantity of a particular product, right? So on your product page in WooCommerce, you would have already added that this is the stock size of this product. So if you want that stock size to be picked up, well, then you select existing stock quantity, so it will pick up that stock size from what has been added originally on the product page. And if you want custom stock quantity, well, then you can enter the stock quantity here. So let's say for a particular product, if you're selling limited edition watches, you only want to sell 5 or let's say 50 pieces, right? So you're going to simply enter the number here. So you're going to say 50 units, right? So I'm going to sell 50 units like this. Or if you're selling 5, go ahead, put 5. So whatever the number is, you're going to put it out here, and that will be your quantity. Now, if you're talking about multiple products here on which you want to run a scarcity marketing campaign, well, then this option is advanced, right? So it asks you that if the total quantity is between 0 to 10, then set the custom quantity to 8, right? So what will show up front will be 8 units if the original quantity that has been entered on the individual product page is between 0 to 10, right? And then you can similarly add inventory range, and you can further keep on adding. So if the total quantity is between 10 and 20 units, let's say, then set the custom stock quantity to let's say 12, right? So this is how you could actually show the custom stock quantity based on your inputs here. So the impact of this is that if you see over here, it says 2 items sold out of limited stock size of 5 units, right? So this is the custom stock quantity. You could allow it to come from the original inventory, which is on the individual product page, or you could add it in the way that I just showed you, right? So this is what will happen. So the bar will be for that many units. So let's say we're selling limited edition watches and they cost $15 a pop, for example, and you're selling it for $11, right? But you're only selling 5 units for $11, right? So even in that case, you're going to select custom stock quantity and then add the number of units over there, right? So that's what you're going to do. All right, so let's move on. You've got the end campaign options. You've got setup campaign on out of stock products, no, and then end campaign. So when do you want to end the campaign, right? So when all units set up in the campaign are sold, then end the campaign, right? So you're going to select yes in the radio button. So what this means is that once all the items sell out, even if there's time remaining for the campaign to end, do end the campaign. Let's move on to the next option, which is elements. Now in elements, we're going to go into counter bar. So we're not talking about countdown timer here. So we're going to go into counter bar, show, position. So this is, you've got quite a few options. You can choose any one of them from the drop down here, right? So I've chosen below the price. So this is exactly how it shows. It shows below the price. You can obviously change the position. You've got a bunch of options here. You could show above the title, below review rating and all of that. This is the counter bar. This is the skin for the counter bar. Some options here, how you want to display the counter bar, the edges, the direction, the background color, then when it is active, the color. So the active color is red and the background color is gray. This is exactly how it appears here, right? You can change the colors. You could change this to green, just how you would like it to be. Then here's the text. You've got heads up, stocks are limited on this item. We're counting the last few. Get it before others leave empty cartons for you. And then this is the merge tag for counter bar, right? So as you can notice, once this text, so heads up, all of this, after this text, the counter bar appears, right? So it is coming from the merge tag that I just showed you. So this merge tag is used to show the counter bar. Then this is the merge tag for sold units, right? So it is picking up the data from real time. Well, you can also enter your own data. Here you could say 5 items or 8 items sold, but if you want the real data to come from the system, well, then you simply have to use the merge tag and then it will show what the real status is. You've got some options here, so you could choose any one of these. Probably on Kickstarter, you would have seen that it says 51% of goal achieved. Even Amazon would do it the same way on its deal of the day campaign. So it says 51% claimed, right? So you can pick up these merge tags to display the front end message as you would like, as per your requirement, right? So you can pick up any one of these merge tags for display. So in this case, it is sold units, items sold out of the limited stock size of total units, right? So that is exactly how it is appearing in the front end. All right, let's move on. You've got the border style and the border color options. So you're most welcome to encase it in a border. Enable this to delay showing counter bar. Now this is an interesting option. So what this is basically saying is that if you do not want the counter bar to be displayed until, let's say, 1 or 2 or 3 items have been sold, then you simply enter the number here and it will not display the counter bar until those many items have been sold, right? If you don't want that to be the case, well, just simply uncheck it. When you go down below, you see the option here, which is of rule builder. It basically allows you to set the rule of the campaign. So let's say you want the counter bar to be only visible on a certain product. Then you simply say when the product is, and then you enter the specific product which you're talking about. So in case of limited edition watches, well, simply enter the name of the product. If you want it to be visible on a product category, well, then you're going to just select product category from here and it will start showing. It could also be the case where you could say where the stock quantity is low. So you can define that low here. You can say, let's say 5, I want you to run this campaign. So that is a possibility as well, right? Now, let me show you another very interesting thing. Yeah, so you can go into actions and you can do some really interesting things with it. So let's say you're running a limited stock campaign, right? And you want to say that I only have a few of these items, right? I'm only here to sell 100 of these, right? For example, now what happens is that it asks you, what do you want to do after the campaign ends? So you could say that after the campaign ends, show the product stock status as out of stock, right? And make the add to cart button invisible, right? So once the campaign has ended, I do not want anyone to be able to purchase an item, purchase that item from my store. I'm creating an authentic scarcity out here. So I do not want people to be able to buy once the campaign has ended, right? So that's completely all right. All you have to say is that hide the product's add to cart button and make the product stock status as out of stock, right? During the campaign, well, simply go ahead with do nothing, do nothing. This is how it will appear on your WooCommerce page. So this is great for running campaigns on limited edition products, on products where the stock size is low, where you want the campaign to get automatically triggered whenever the stock size hits a certain low, right? So this is great for creating a sense of scarcity. Having said that, do use scarcity responsibly. It is a great tool which has the power to increase your sales. If you use it on hand-picked products smartly, responsibly and intelligently, well, then your inventory will sell out. Well, so I would love for you to check out Finale. That was just the tip of the iceberg. There are a lot more things that Finale can do for you. It can help you set up urgency-inducing flash sales, seasonal offers, recurring campaigns, and more, right? So just go ahead and check out what else is out here. And like I said, it was just the tip of the iceberg. So I'm sure that you will be floored by what all Finale can do for your store. I'll drop the link in the description box above or below. Thank you so much for joining me. I really hope that you enjoyed it, and I thoroughly enjoyed showing you what the possibilities are. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.